A single 3-ounce serving of beef liver contains 6 times the daily value of vitamin B12, 3 times the daily value of vitamin A, and more bioavailable iron than any supplement sold in any pharmacy in America. It costs 60 cents. A pot of bone broth, simmered from leftover bones for 24 hours, releases every mineral, amino acid, gelatin compound, and collagen peptide currently sold in $70 supplement stacks at health stores. It costs nothing. The bones are already in your trash. A spoonful of fermented sauerkraut, made from cabbage and salt and thyme, contains more living probiotic strains than any $40 capsule on any pharmacy shelf. It costs pennies per serving. A teaspoon of cod liver oil delivers the entire daily requirement of vitamin D, vitamin A, and omega-3 fatty acids in one swallow. It costs 9 cents, a handful of fresh dandelion greens, pulled from any American lawn for free. Contains more vitamin K, calcium, and beta-carotene than the leading green powder supplement, 5 Foods. Less than $10. They replace every multivitamin, every mineral pill, every probiotic, every collagen scoop, every fish oil capsule, every greens powder, and every fiber supplement in your medicine cabinet. Before 1950, this was not a wellness movement. It was not biohacking. It was not optimization. It was Tuesday dinner. Every American farm family ate this way, every week, for over 200 years. Then a $56 billion industry was built on convincing you they had forgotten how. The American dietary supplement industry generates $56 billion a year in the United States alone. Globally, the number is over 170 billion. Pfizer, Bayer, Nestle, and Procter & Gamble own most of the largest supplement brands. The companies that sell you vitamins are the same companies that sell you the medications you take when the vitamins fail to work. The average American household spends between $400 and $1,400 every year on supplements. That includes a daily multivitamin, vitamin D capsules, vitamin B complex, vitamin C tablets, magnesium, zinc, iron, calcium, omega-3 fish oil, probiotics, collagen powder, greens powder, and protein shakes. Count the bottles in your medicine cabinet. The average American adult takes between 4 and 7 supplements daily. Most households store between 15 and 30 separate bottles, jars and tubs of nutritional products, purchased monthly, discarded when they expire, repurchased on a cycle that never ends. Over a 10-year period, the average household sends $4,000 to $14,000 to the supplement industry. Over a 30-year span, the length of an average adult lifetime since age 40, that number can exceed $40,000. $40,000 spent on synthetic compounds that did not exist before 1935. Replacing nutrients that were already free in foods your great-grandmother ate without thinking. The $56 billion industry has no farms, no pasture, no bone pile, no crock of cabbage, no hen house, no fishing boat. It has factories, it has chemical synthesis labs, it has marketing departments, it has shelf placement contracts at Walgreens, CVS, and Walmart. The 5 food system has none of those things. It has liver, bones, cabbage, cod, and weeds. It feeds you. It always has. The reason you do not already know this is not because the food stopped working. It is because a $56 billion industry cannot exist if you do. Every dollar you spend on supplements is a dollar extracted from a problem your great-grandmother solved with whatever was already in her kitchen. The entire business model depends on one thing, that you never look at what she actually ate. In 1933, at the bottom of the Great Depression, deficiency disease was almost non-existent in rural America. Farm families ate liver once a week, drank bone broth daily, fermented their cabbage, pickled their beans, kept a hen house, and gave their children cod liver oil through every winter. The cost of this nutrition system was effectively zero. The ingredients were either raised on the farm, foraged from the land, or purchased for pennies at the general store. This was not poverty. This was knowledge. Then came the rise of synthetic vitamin chemistry. In 1933, Thaddeus Reichstein synthesized vitamin C in a laboratory. In 1935, vitamin B1 was synthesized. By 1940, every major vitamin had been chemically reproduced. The pharmaceutical industry now had something it had never had before. A nutrient it could patent, manufacture by the ton, and sell in a bottle. The strategy that followed was not complicated. In 1941, the National Academy of Sciences released the first recommended daily allowances. The numbers were valuable for one reason. They created a measurable standard a synthetic pill could be marketed against. By 1943, the United States government required white flour to be enriched with synthetic B vitamins, replacing the bran and germ that had been removed by industrial milling. The very nutrients stripped out of the food supply were now sold back to the public in a tablet. Between 1946 and 1965, supplement advertising entered American magazines, radio, and television at unprecedented scale. One-a-day vitamins, launched by Miles Laboratories in 1940, became a household staple. Geritol, marketed for tired blood, ran in every primetime slot. Centrum, launched in 1978, would eventually become the best-selling multivitamin in the world. The framing was identical across every campaign. Modern food was depleted. The soil was tired. The American diet was inadequate. Only a daily tablet could restore what was missing. The framing worked because it was partly true. Industrial agriculture had stripped nutrients from the food supply. The solution presented was never to fix the food. It was always to buy a pill. By 1980, 3 out of 4 American adults took a daily supplement. By 2020, the number was 9 out of 10. The traditional foods that had supplied those nutrients for centuries, organ meats, bone broth, fermented vegetables, pasture-raised eggs, wild greens, were now classified as ethnic, primitive, or fringe. They were no longer part of the standard American kitchen. The Weston A. Price Foundation has documented thousands of pre-industrial diets across 6 continents. Every single one of them, without exception, included nutrient-dense organ meats, bone-based broths, fermented vegetables, and traditional fats. Every single one of them produced populations free of the chronic disease patterns now common in the United States. The research has been published. It has been peer-reviewed. It has never been mentioned in a single supplement advertisement, not banned outright. Just never mentioned again in any nutrition pamphlet handed out by any supplement company written after 1955. Never referenced in any pharmacy circular. Never included in any product comparison a consumer was ever allowed to see. The system has 5 foods. Every one of them is available at any grocery store, any farm stand, or for free in any American backyard. Combined, they replace every supplement on the pharmacy shelf for less than $10 a week. Here is exactly what each one does, where to get it, and how to use it. Food 1. Beef liver. A pound of beef liver costs between $2 and $4 at any grocery store. From a local farm, it often costs less. 1 pound provides 8 to 10 servings. Liver is the most nutrient-dense food on Earth. A 3-ounce serving contains more vitamin A, vitamin B12, riboflavin, copper, and folate than any other single food known to nutritional science. The vitamin A in liver is retinol, the active form. The B12 is methylcobalamin, immediately usable by the body. The iron is heme iron, absorbed 3 times more efficiently than the iron in any plant or supplement. The science is straightforward. The liver is the storage organ for fat-soluble vitamins in any animal. It concentrates what the animal ate over its lifetime. 1 serving of liver replaces a multivitamin, a B-complex tablet, an iron pill, and a vitamin A capsule. For preparation, soak the liver in milk or buttermilk for 2 to 4 hours to mellow the flavor. Slice it thin. Pan fry in butter with onions for 3 to 4 minutes per side. Eat once a week, 4 ounces at a time. One food. $3 a pound. Replaces multivitamins, B-complex, iron supplements, and vitamin A capsules. 5 products eliminated. Food 2. Bone broth. Bones cost $0 to $2 per pound, often free from any butcher who throws them away. 1 pound of bones produces 2 to 3 quarts of broth. Bone broth is the original collagen supplement. Slow simmering breaks down connective, tissue, cartilage, and bone marrow into gelatin, glycine, proline, glutamine, and dozens of trace minerals. Calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, and silicon all leach into the water in their most absorbable form. The chemistry is simple. Heat plus time plus a splash of vinegar dissolves collagen into gelatin. The vinegar pulls minerals from the bone matrix. 24 hours of low simmering produces a broth more nutritionally complete than any powdered protein or collagen scoop sold today. For preparation, place beef, chicken, or fish bones in a large pot. Cover with water. Add 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Simmer for 12 to 24 hours. Strain. Drink 1 cup daily, hot or cold, 1 food, free. Replaces collagen powder, gelatin capsules, electrolyte mixes, mineral supplements, and protein shakes. 5 more products eliminated. Food 3. Fermented vegetables. A head of cabbage costs $2. A pound of salt costs $1. Together they produce 3 months of probiotic-rich food. Sauerkraut, kimchi, pickles, and fermented carrots are alive. They contain billions of colony-forming units of beneficial bacteria per serving, dozens of strains, all of which were already adapted to the human gut for thousands of years before they were ever cultured in a laboratory. A single tablespoon of raw sauerkraut contains more living probiotic diversity than any $30 capsule on any pharmacy shelf. The science is fermentation chemistry. Salt creates an environment where lactobacillus bacteria thrive and harmful bacteria die. Over 2 to 4 weeks, the bacteria convert the natural sugars in cabbage into lactic acid, preserving the vegetable indefinitely while creating vitamin K2, vitamin C, and dozens of bioactive compounds the original cabbage did not contain. For preparation, shred a head of cabbage. Mix with 1 tablespoon of salt per pound of cabbage. Pack tightly into a glass jar. Press until the juice covers the cabbage. Cover loosely. Leave at room temperature for 2 weeks. Refrigerate 1 food. $3 per batch. Replaces probiotics, digestive enzymes, vitamin K supplements, and immune support capsules. 4 more products eliminated. Food 4. Cod liver oil. A bottle of fermented cod liver oil costs between $15 and $30 and lasts 2 to 3 months. The traditional drugstore version costs less. Cod liver oil is the original vitamin D supplement. 1 teaspoon contains the full daily requirement of vitamin D, vitamin A, and the marine omega-3 fatty acids EPA and DHA. The vitamins are in their natural fat-soluble matrix, with all the cofactors the body needs to use them. The science is liver storage again. The cod stores vitamins A and D in its liver throughout its life. The oil, pressed from the liver, delivers those vitamins in their most bioavailable form. No synthetic version comes close. For preparation, take 1 teaspoon daily, especially from October through April when sunlight is weakest. Stir into orange juice or take straight 1 food. 9 cents per dose. Replaces vitamin D capsules, vitamin A pills, fish oil softgels, and omega-3 supplements. 4 more products eliminated. Food 5. Wild greens and pasture eggs. Dandelion, lamb's quarter, purslane, plantain, and chickweed grow free in every American yard from March through October. A dozen pasture-raised eggs costs $4 to $7 at a farm stand. Wild greens contain 3 to 5 times more vitamin K, calcium, magnesium, and antioxidant compounds than the cultivated greens sold at any grocery store. Pasture-raised eggs contain 2 to 3 times more vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin E, and omega-3 fatty acids than commodity eggs. The science is simple. The plant or animal that eats more diverse, sun-exposed nutrients passes those nutrients on. Industrial food is grown in depleted soil and confined buildings. Wild food and pasture food carry the full nutrient signature of the land. For preparation, sauté a handful of wild greens in butter with 2 pasture eggs for breakfast. Season with salt and a splash of vinegar, 1 food group, $4 a week. Replaces greens powder, calcium supplements, magnesium tablets, vitamin K2 capsules, and lutein eye supplements. 5 more products eliminated. 5 foods, less than $10 a week. 23 separate supplements replaced. The chemistry has not changed since your great-grandmother's time. Liver still concentrates fat-soluble vitamins. Bones still release minerals when simmered with acid. Cabbage still ferments. Fish liver oil still carries vitamin D. Pasture still grows greens richer than any factory shelf can match. The bottles in the pharmacy do the same things. In synthetic form, with patented compounds, with 30 ingredient labels, and with a $1,400 a year price tag. Walk into any farmhouse kitchen in rural Vermont in the 1930s, any homestead in the Ozarks, any sod house in Nebraska, any tenement in Chicago where the family had recently come from the old country. You would have found the same 5 things in every kitchen. A pan of liver and onions on Sunday, a pot of bones simmering on the back of the stove, a crock of sauerkraut in the cellar, a bottle of cod liver oil in the cupboard, a basket of eggs from the backyard. This was not regional. It was universal. From 1776 to 1950, 174 years of American domestic life, these 5 foods were the nutritional system. There was no alternative because there did not need to be one. The food worked. The Inuit, who lived through 6 months of polar darkness with no fresh produce, ate raw liver, fish, and seal blubber, and showed no scurvy, no rickets, and no vitamin deficiency. The Maasai of East Africa lived almost entirely on raw milk, blood, and meat, and produced some of the strongest cardiovascular profiles ever recorded. The Swiss villagers of the Lechental Valley, studied in detail in 1932, ate sourdough bread, raw cheese, and grass-fed butter, and had nearly perfect dental health, with no toothbrushes and no dentists. During the Great Depression, when millions of Americans lived on a few dollars a week. They were not malnourished. They ate liver. They drank broth. They fermented cabbage. They took cod liver oil before winter. And the children of those families lived into their 90s without taking a single multivitamin. The knowledge spans every continent and every century. It took exactly 4 decades of marketing to erase it from an entire civilization. For less than $10 a week, 1 pound of liver, a pile of bones, a head of cabbage, a bottle of cod liver oil, and a few handfuls of wild greens, you can replace every supplement in your medicine cabinet. Starting today, no transition period, no adjustment. The same foods that nourished American families for 2 centuries will nourish yours tonight. The complete system, including exact preparation guides, weekly meal plans, sourcing lists, and the full Depression-era nutrition rotation, is linked in the description below. It covers every nutrient, every deficiency, every food, and every method your great-grandmother used. Tomorrow, this channel will show you the 10-cent cough syrup that handled every winter illness in every American household before 1950, and why the pharmaceutical industry replaced it with a $25 bottle. Every product in your home once had a $0 version. They buried it. Now you know.